If you have super ambitious goals, but your to-do list is stacked and you feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day to get it all done, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to discuss the radical truth behind meaningful productivity and how to apply it to your weekly goals and 10-year vision, which actually means doing less but better. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Bailey, and I went from being a college student with a wild idea to building a venture-backed startup and landing on Forbes 30 Under 30. On this channel, we talk about the startup journey, performance, and how to do it all without burning out. And if I could go back in time to my college self and recommend one book to read about productivity, it would be this one. It's Gary Keller's The One Thing. So today I'm breaking it down so you can start using this practice to accomplish your goals in record time. Keller's premise is ridiculously simple, but it was and is completely life-changing for me. When looking at our massive pile of goals and tasks, Keller suggests we ask this question: what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Most of us live in some kind of CEO chaos mode. We're busy, but we're not actually getting anywhere, or at least we're not getting there at the speed we need to be getting there. So how do you start tackling the pile in a way that's actually effective? This is where the focusing question comes in. What's the one thing that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Using the one thing framework forces us to cut through the noise and focus on what actually moves our companies forward. When I was first raising venture capital, I spent months tweaking pitch decks. I would convince myself that I was being productive, but the one thing that actually had the biggest impact on my business was getting in front of investors, implementing feedback, and then having as many reps as possible. These are reps actually pitching, not just thinking about pitching, actually pitching. When we were first scaling the company, we also had a million things we could improve. But the one thing that changed everything was landing our first government contract. Because after that, everything else, from customer feedback to product development to funding and momentum, it all got so much easier. Keller calls this the domino effect. You focus on the right first domino, and everything else falls into place. He argues that successful people aren't actually doing more. They're doing the right things over and over until it creates incredible results. One of my favorite practices I got from The One Thing is actually from this workbook, and it asks you to write down your someday goal and then reverse engineer that goal all the way to the present. So it starts with someday, and then 5-year, 1 year, monthly, weekly, daily, and right now. So here's how you start using the premise of The One Thing today. Write down that one thing in your business that, if solved, makes everything else on your task list easier. Block time for that one thing at the beginning of every single day. No distractions, no meeting, and then protect that time slot like your company depends on it, because it probably does. If you do this for a week, I guarantee you'll notice the difference in 2 key ways. First, you'll start to see how knocking down the right dominoes has a huge impact on your goals. And 2, I promise you will start to feel way more focus and less underwater. Okay, so what do you think your one thing is? Drop it in the comments and let me know. And if you're interested in starting a company with $0 and no connections, you might like this video here. I hope you find it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you there.